Patty, please wait. Don't go, please.
Stop smothering me! Delia! Dee! Dee!
Good evening, Morris. Dr. Moultrie.
Well, Roger, we didn't anticipate the pleasure of your company again tonight.
Well, I thought I'd drop by. Mrs. Lemon was enough pain this evening to warrant a certain degree of concern on my part.
I see.
Morris, may I have that chart, please?
Lemons?
Clem! Delia's at the bottom of the stairs on 7th. She was holding on to me. I was trying to get away. She twisted and she fell all the way down. She's unconscious and I can't find a pulse.
Okay, Woody, get Joe on the stretcher. South Hallway on 7, stairwell on 7. Morris, come with me.
What happened?
She was after me. She was hanging on me. I pushed her away and she fell. Roger, I think I killed her.
The part of Mary Ryan is now being played by Mary Carney.
Colonial pen, $7.
Through the
Ryan's grown a foot.
Oh, yeah.
I got out of there because I wanted Dad to see Jack and Ryan together without me in the way. Oh, Jack's organizing Ryan's things and telling her all about the sheep in Ireland. And Da's looking at Jack as if he's not sure who I brought home with me. And Ma just keeps smiling.
There you go.
You know what? I'll pass on the cake. Oh, except for one bite. Oh, I've had cake in Ireland. But you know what I'm dying for? Peanut butter and jelly on soft white bread.
Well, make yourself at home.
It was wonderful, but it's so good to be back. Missed you.
And I missed you.
We saw your face all over Ireland. And Patrick's. Jack and I took turns saying, there's Frank, there's Pat. Ooh.
Will you come back here and sit down?
You're blending into the Irish countryside. Make me remember your present. It's not wrapped, but who cares? In 2 parts. With love from us.
Oh, what? Oh, that, Mary. Oh, kid. Oh, it's terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells magnificent.
Oh, that's the Bornine, the natural wool.
Yes.
Run your hands over it.
Oh.
Lanolin from the sheep, so it's fairly waterproof.
And damp-proof, at least, for our lovely, soft New York mornings. All right. Do I pass, then?
Ah, you're sensational.
I'm never going to take this off. Really, thanks.
You're welcome. But leave the cap on, too. Ma told me you did good work winding up the strike.
Well, what do you expect my own mother to say?
Better yet, that you got credit for it. I hope you saved the clippings.
Georgia did, I think.
I'm sorry about Mr. Woodard.
Yeah, so am I. I really got to like him. I'm trying to tell myself that maybe it was all for the good because he'd be miserable taking it easy in exchange for a few extra years. But I'm not sure that's quite right.
How is she?
He's okay, I guess. He's blaming herself, which is too bad, but it's the kind of thing you can't talk someone out of.
I don't understand.
Well, she's taken responsibility, you see, for pushing him into politics and accelerating the tempo of his life. You know, that kind of stuff.
People do what they want to do.
Well, some people, Mayor, take an occasional suggestion from a relative or a friend. Of course, I know you'd be hard put to grasp that concept.
Stop. Do you still like her?
Yes.
And her husband's death won't make a difference in her support for Congress next year?
No.
Good. How much do you like her?
Very much.
Is that all I get?
That's all there is.
Tell me about Jill.
What about you?
Oh, did you shake hands and make up after the strike?
No. No, we didn't.
Why not?
Jill seems to feel that I've exploited the strike to get my name in the papers. I think political exploitation was the expression, yeah. That somehow I've sold out to Ray, and I've generally compromised myself for accepting a Woodard endorsement.
She's jealous.
Oh, come on, Mary, cut it out.
Sorry. That is true.
No, it's not. Jillian's made it perfectly clear, both intentionally and subconsciously, where her real interests are.
Nice.
Certainly is.
Listen, I want to apologize.
For what?
Earlier, coming here tonight wild over Frank and Ray. It really isn't any of my business. I'm really trying to disengage.
I know you are. As a matter of fact, I'm encouraged.
You are?
Yep. I think you're understanding the councilman better all the time.
Oh.
And I trust what we have now, what we're sharing with Edmund. I think it's going to mean a lot more to you than Frank Ryan does, or did.
Do you ever doubt yourself for a moment, just a little?
Sometimes. Not often. This isn't a question of myself.
Oh, what is it a question of?
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to give me an answer off the top of your head. No analyzing, no deep thought, okay?
All right.
All right. What means the most to you right now?
She's not. Well, look, Pat, I want you to wait outside. All right, then over here. Stay out of the way. Now, Clem got a pulse.
A small laceration. Edema? It's moderate.
Pulse is 50.
Thank goodness it isn't dropped.
I couldn't find the pulse. I thought I was dreaming.
Pupil? Pupils are unequal.
Her pressure's 150 over 90.
All right. All right, possible concussion, possible fracture. Get a blood sample, and then we'll see. I also want 100 milligrams of phenytoin.
Oh.
After that, I want you to set up for a spinal tap and an EEG.
Right, Doctor.
Well, she's holding her own.
She's convulsing!
Well, it doesn't have to be serious. You know that. I put her on phenytoin.
What if she's hemorrhaging? What if there was damage?
Whatever, we'll take care of that. Now, why don't you just go and sit down somewhere and just get yourself together, because I've got to have this whole story for the accident report.
Look, he's already given me some of the details. Why don't you let me take care of the report right now while it's still fresh in his mind?
I'd appreciate that, Roger. Thank you. Come on. Look, now, I'll talk to you later, Pat. And maybe it's nothing at all, okay?
We'll have the IV in just a minute.
Okay, I want all of her vital signs checked every 15 minutes, nurse.
Skull x-rays.
The whole workup.
Okay. What happened?
I was in the stairs. I'd been asleep in Buck's room. Well, trying to sleep anyway, but I couldn't. So I was on my way down here. I was walking because I felt too sick to take the elevator. I had to keep moving. First, I heard her calling. Then she caught up with me. I wouldn't go home with her. She grabbed me, and I just needed to get away. I wasn't trying to hurt her. It's still all my fault. Whatever happens to her, it's my fault.
Look, I want to hear more about what was going on with you, but first things first. Now, in terms of the accident report,
pushed her.
You did not push her. I want you to get that through your head. She grabbed your arm.
She did, and I pulled it away.
And she lost her balance and slipped. Now, you went immediately for help. It was an accident.
In all honesty, I don't think I can say that.
I can. I'm filing the report. Now, you're nervous and upset, and that's perfectly natural, but the police don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about the facts of Delia's accident. Now, I'm not going to suggest that you deliberately pushed her, even any more than I would suggest that she drove you to it. Pat, it's not the police business.
I don't know. I don't even know what's happening right now. Hey, could we do this report tomorrow? This will stop, and then I'll be thinking clearly again.
All right. I'll take care of the report. But I want you to remember one word, accidental. All right? Now, don't say anything to anyone else, and you'll be just fine.
Fine. Every word echoes like that. When people talk fast, I can't even follow what they're saying. When Delia was yelling at me.
Pat, I want you to tell me the rest.
I'm sick, Roger. God, I'm so sick.
Pat, I know that much.
I do this all the time, unless I take something. I'm trying not to, and that's why I was looking for Bucky, so I could get some help.
Go on. All right, in the beginning, I thought it was something neurological, but it isn't.
No. I've been on pills for weeks. I'm addicted.
From home. Edmund, his happiness and security and well-being are more important to me right now than anything else.
Go on.
Where I'm going. You see, it's not all that complicated, is it? 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said Frank's career and our life together. And 2 or 3 years before that, I would have said my career. And a year before that, I would have said passing the bar. But I think it all depends upon where you are at what point in your life. And where I am right now is with Edmund.
And on what does Edmund's well-being and security depend?
Aha, you are a father.
Yeah, well, I think so. See, in spite of everything, your values are still the traditional values. And because of your personal experience, well, you know the importance of fathers. So, I think you'd want Edmund to grow up with in a traditional family structure.
It must be wonderful to know so much. I mean, to be so sensitive to be able to anticipate the dark needs and wants of a dark, complicated person like me. I mean, your brilliance just strikes me dumb.
You're beautiful, but you have a smart mouth, Jillian.
You know whose fault that is?
No.
My father. Yeah. I mean, my father taught me to talk back.
You also have the convoluted mind of a first-class attorney.
You're right. You're right.
But are you happy?
Oh, I am happier than I have been in a long, long time. My problem is that I'm basically a terrible romantic. And, since Jack and I managed to get back together again, and since I'm happier than I ever remember being because I know we belong together, I want that for you, too.
I appreciate the thought.
But I want it for you and Jill.
And it's not going to happen, Mary.
Well, I understand that. Intellectually. Emotionally, I can't give up on it.
It's because you're stubborn and obstinate, and you've never had the good graces to give up on anything ever, ever. Look, I'm going to go upstairs and say goodnight to the parents and to Jack. And then I'm going to hie myself over to the office for a few minutes or so.
This hour?
Well, I promised Ray I'd dig up some old position papers for her.
She's organizing her husband's funeral, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, well, she uses work the same way I do. The best way that she can mourn for Bill is by getting involved in some kind of action.
And who are you mourning for, honey? It's Jenny.
What do you want?
Dextroamphetamine.
How much?
I don't know, 5 milligrams. 6, maybe 10 a day. But I'm taking it. I haven't had any for 24 hours.
That's the situation you said you'd handle by yourself. You meant going through withdrawal.
But it's not working out the way I thought it would. This afternoon when you came in here and I was fighting with Delia, I was feeling actually a lot better then than I am now. Before she came, I even was getting some control back. Tonight, I started sweating, and I was so far down that I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't stand listening to her, and I was afraid what I would do if I stayed home with her. But it wasn't any better by myself. In Buck's room, I was crazy. Voices inside my head. Her voice. And I was ready to take a pill just to stop it. That's when I started downstairs. And when I heard her calling me, I didn't know if she was really there. Even when I saw her, I wasn't even sure. I couldn't wait for the elevator. I couldn't stand her hanging all over me.
Pat, how long have you been taking the pills?
The first day of the strike.
Which was Delia's first day home from the hospital.
Too many people wanted too many pieces of me. There wasn't enough.
Delia couldn't understand that.
Well, she was over a breakdown, and all she knew was that Al Pagano had sent her home to me, and I was supposed to take over from there and make her happy and fix it.
Pat, sometime I would like to talk to you about the breakdown, but not now. Delia and I were very close before you two got married, and I have certain opinions about her emotional problems.
Everybody has opinions, but I'm the only one she'll let help.
Yes.
Something used to feel so good about that.
Not anymore.
It's all turned around. Now I'm the one who can't function. She's getting stronger. At least she was. She put the miscarriage behind her and the breakdown. As long as I was there with her and reassuring her all the time and loving her and appreciating her.
But you needed the amphetamines to carry it off.
With the strike at the same time, yeah.
And that way you didn't even need any sleep at all.
Not much, anyway. The truth is I got more rest at the strike headquarters than I ever did at home. I can't blame it all on her, though. I just couldn't hack it. Roger, I can't pull out of this.
Pat, I give you some medication to help you pull through it, but I think there's more complications. I think there's something else.
Yeah. I need a complete workup.
And that I can arrange, discreetly.
Thanks.
You'll just be a number as far as the lab's concerned. In fact, I can start a blood study right now.
No, later, after I find out how Delia's doing. Listen, I don't have this all figured out yet. Like, why you would stick your neck out for me, but I need help. It's not easy for me to admit that. But I don't like to share my troubles. If I can usually manage a way to keep people from bailing me out, but this time I managed to mess up so bad that
you'd even trust a shady character like me, huh? It's all right. In this situation, I want to do what I can do without any strings attached.
If you can just give me a hand with the medical problem.
Look, I want to know more about the pills. But in the meantime, I think you better take a hard look at your marital situation.
First Delia has to pull through.
She will. Clem's seeing to it.
Doctor, her pressure's down to 100 over 40.
Yeah, and her pulse is up to 90. We're in trouble.
Settle in for a night of drama featuring the biggest stars from your favorite TV shows and movies. It's your night for a great film with the Sunday Night Movies, every Sunday night at 10 on SoapNet.